Hey, what up, YouTube? I guess I could just wait a little minute, just a little, and give people a chance to come in to the chat. Because I really don't announce these. They're pretty much spur of the moment, you know, catch me when you catch me type situation. One day I'll probably will like announce at least one or start announcing more. But hey, welcome to the chat, you guys. Got a few people in the chat, so muchas gracias. Estoy muy agradecido. Hay alguna persona se fue. Hey, what's up, Miss Mahogany or Miss Mofin? I think this is the first time I've seen you come through here. I haven't seen you in the comments section, and I haven't seen you come through a live chat or a live stream. So welcome. It's, hey, Palooza 9. Hola. ¿Qué tal? What's up, Car Show? Melissa Cano. I heard about that movie, but I don't really know much about it. I haven't really, did any research on the movie or even watched the trailer for the movie. But I hope you guys are having a good weekend. This is the last weekend of 2018. So, enjoy it. I'm ready for 2019, and I'm also ready for that tax refund check. Let's see. What's it about? I guess that's a bit much, but I heard like Sandra Bullock was in it. It's a movie or a mini series or like a more like a TV show type of thing. Okay. A movie on Netflix. Perhaps one day I will get Netflix. When Monique was doing all that promo for Netflix, giving Netflix all that free promo, I was like, maybe I should get Netflix. Let's see. I guess I can give 1 or 2 more minutes for people to come on through. Palooza 9. You've been posting a lot of random clips lately. I like it. It's like you've just been letting us have discussions in the comments on the topic of the video. Was that your intention? Pretty much. Yeah, it was just kind of like wanting to put something out there and get you guys' opinion and take on it. Like, do you agree with what this person is saying in the clip? Do you not agree? What? Just get you guys' opinions. And also, I've been slacking on my own, original content anyway. I'm hoping to make some original content either later on today or maybe tomorrow. I mean, I have ideas. I've just been kind of like a combination of preoccupied, busy, lazy, you know. Then at one point I was like, well, maybe I should just call it quits altogether, and just be like, forget about it, shit. But yeah, I thought the clips were interesting, so I wanted to share them with you guys and get you guys' opinions. Car show. I hope to do big things 2019. Put out music and maybe some independent films, hopefully. Okay, so it sounds like you're the artistic type. Well, all right. I guess I can sort of get into the topic of today, or the topic of this live stream anyway, which is, the Super Mammies, the Captain Pick-Mes, the Mules, right? Pretty much the black women of the black community who tend to purposely or accidentally fall into one of those three categories, you know. And honestly, I feel like they're all more or less interchangeable anyway. Car show. I don't think black people will never get over that light skin versus dark skin. Mm. I think you might be right. I think there'll always be an issue, but I feel like the issue doesn't have to be so major, you know. But oftentimes we can't even have discussions about it because people a lot of times just get too much into their feelings, and then we have to deal with people in their feelings, and when they get into their feelings, then they derail the whole conversation onto another situation, into a whole nother subject, and then we never really get anywhere. And that's sad. Hightower. You having laughing, crying out loud, or crying, laughing emojis. And then, I don't know what that last emoji is. Hightower, I agree. Nobody's perfect. And as well, I don't try to portray myself as being perfect. I don't act like I never had an anti-black thought or a colorist thought in my life. I'm trying to be upfront and real with you guys. Palooza, why don't we ever talk about, well, let's see. Palooza, do you think there is a male version of the Pick-Me / Mule, and I guess / Mammy? Usually that's called a simp, and black males are quick to shame other black males who fall into the simp category. When it comes to black women who fall into the mule, Pick-Me, Mammy category, you don't really see the shaming. Not as much, Hightower, we got some folks on the light-skinned side act like faults of their life fall on all dark-skinned men. ... I'm completely dumbfounded. Well, Okay, Hightower. All right. I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's some truth. I'm not saying that everything is like dark skinned men's fault, you know, because we all got agency. We all got agency here. We all have choices, right? Although I just feel like oftentimes dark skinned men aren't called out on what they perpetuate. I'm like, who actually calls out dark skinned men specifically on YouTube or just anywhere really? Who specifically calls out dark skinned black men? You don't really see that. And I think because dark skinned black men aren't used to being held responsible or being held accountable for a lot of things, I think that it's weird. It's like, oh, you're attacking me, you know? When it's not really an attack, it's just like, hey, like, we cool, we ain't got no beef, but it's like, hey, it's like if you have an issue with a family member, yeah, it's like love there, but hey, we just gotta have to have a discussion about something, you know? Um, Moral, if you are talking about me going back and forth with at light skinned black, he should have never came on Chrissy platform talking stuff about dark skinned women. No man should come at a woman any kind of way. I feel like, okay, the situation, it's like that situation is a part of it, but it's also just in general as well, where I see oftentimes dark skinned black women, the battle cry, just strong and loud, in which that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but oftentimes I always see the dark skinned woman leading the charge, right? And in like you're leading the charge that really dark skinned men should be leading. And because of that, there is like a shift in gender roles happen, right? Then these same men will flip this around on you saying, oh, you don't let a man lead, you're emasculating, you're saying like, oh, you have masculine tendencies or act manly or, just bullshit like that, even though they kind of set up a situation where you almost have to take on those roles. All right, let me see where the comments are at. Hightower, Moral just made another point. Car show. Black people are emotional. You ain't never lied. My pro-black YouTube friends get disappointed when I tell them I like light-skinned females only. I'm still pro-black. I'm light-skinned. I suppose to like my own kind. I feel like that has come up too. And I feel like when usually I hear someone bringing that up, like, oh, light-skinned men are colorists, and I feel like, yeah, there's truth in that. But the thing is, though, I feel like oftentimes people will bring that up and try to put it on par as if light-skinned men colorism and dark-skinned men colorism are 100% equivalent and do the exact same damage. And then here's what the reply going to be to that. It's like, oh, colorism is colorism. We got to call it out on all ends. We got to hold everybody accountable. But as far as you liking only light-skinned females, do you like light-skinned females and non-black women? Or is it just like light-skinned females only? Like that's the beginning, middle, and end for you. Do you bash black or dark skinned and brown skinned black women in the process? Because that's another thing too. P. Hightower, I'm not saying dark skinned men don't have faults. We all have faults. The train passing by. Y'all hear the train? We all have faults. Shut up. Damn it. We get it. Shit. All right. Where was I? But yeah, everyone has faults, P. Hightower. We all do. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like just dark skinned men oftentimes are able to get away with so much, you know? And oftentimes are almost in a position to sort of dictate the narrative to an extent. And when that doesn't happen, that's when it becomes a problem, right? And as well, the colorism hierarchy that they've sort of put together, right? Miss Mahogany. My definition of a simp is very different from most, even with Mammies, Mules, and Pick-Mes. Hightower, but do light-skinned men not do the same behaviors? Well, I feel like sometimes they do similar behavior, but oftentimes if a light-skinned man is just like, hey, I like this particular type of woman, be it, you know, a light-skinned woman, be it a dark-skinned, brown-skinned woman, or just be it a non-black woman, usually they just tend to live their life and not have to voice their preference over the loudspeaker and just be like, I like this group of women and, you know, these other group of women aren't good enough. Let's see. Palooza at Car Show. Are you light skinned? Car Show. Dark skinned men be hating on us light skinned guys, telling light skinned women we light skinned brothers are weak and soft, and that's not true. Well, you know, light skinned women are oftentimes a bit weak minded anyway. And Car Show says yes, he's light skinned. Hightower, if anybody is guilty of same behavior, then the finger needs to point at self too. That's not exactly what I see happening here. Do you feel like light-skinned people aren't being held accountable for the part that they play in, say, colorism? Moral, so you saying it's okay for that man to talk to me and other dark-skinned women crazy because the same thing he said about dark-skinned men, he said about women, so is that right? No, I don't agree, you know, but oftentimes I just feel like not light-skinned women, I feel like dark-skinned women and brown-skinned women oftentimes just need to allow dark-skinned men to lead the charge. Oftentimes, brown-skinned and dark-skinned women are leading the charge too much. But for some reason, I don't see that. For some reason, I don't know. I feel like for some reason, brown skin and dark skinned women oftentimes will do anything but. Hightower C. I'm not sure what that means. Liz Martin. Hello, Stephen. Hey, Liz. Welcome to the chat. Moral, but the guy just said the dark-skinned women are going to be lonely and by theyself. Has he talked bad stuff about dark-skinned women just like these dark-skinned men do? So while you're not holding that light-skinned men accountable, personally, I feel like some of this shit is like, is this Negro a troll? He could be a troll for all I know. It's not that I don't hold light skinned men accountable for the BS that they do, but the thing is, what happens is I feel like, oh, people push for this accountability from light skinned men for some reason. For some reason, as if it's like light skinned men are keeping colorism alive. And it's like, no, that's not true. It's like, where's this accountability when it comes to dark skinned men though? That's the thing. I hardly ever see the same women who fall into the pick-me, mammy, meal category ever holding dark-skinned men accountable. They don't hold them accountable. They do not allow them to lead the charge on protecting blackness. So it's almost to a point like, well, what do you really want? Let's see. Palooza, I don't see a problem in that then, really. But what are your pro-black views, beliefs? Hightower at Car Show. Remember the 80s when y'all was riding Albie Shore and dark skinned man was on the curb? Well, for me, my generation is more like 90s onward, so I don't really, that was like when I was a kid during the 90s, so it wasn't really like, everything was like over my head anyway. I probably should get to some better lighting if I'm gonna be out here. But I feel like at this point now, it's like, well, dark-skinned men are in, so what the fuck do they have to complain about, really? You know? You got these Mammy, Captain Pick-Me, super mules just doing any and everything for them, you know? So, like, what's your reason for complaining and, you know, not anybody specifically, but the collective, you know, because there's always something. And also with, like, you know, the whole interracial dating aspect, or even just dating outside of your skin tone. It's like, what excuse do you guys have to even do that? It's always an excuse, you know. It's always something. And really, I hate to say it, but these Captain Mammies, well, Captain Pick-Mes, these Super Mammies, these Mules, they are low-key dangerous. They are dangerous to the black community, all right? Just like the black man who takes no accountability and no responsibility for anything. They are dangerous to the black community. All right, got some better lighting. All right. Moro, no, he did that on Chrissy's platform, and he was talking about how masculine dark-skinned women is. So I told him, every time you come in black dark-skinned women about being masculine, I'm gonna call you feminine. Okay, have you guys had like a back and forth prior to the one that you had on my platform? The train is loud, but your voice is clear. Okay. Thanks, Palooza. Moral, I don't care if a light-skinned person chooses their counterparts, but don't have the same rhetoric as a dark-skinned man. I think you're innocent. Okay. I agree. But, okay, it sounds like this person tends to have some sort of this, you know, light-skinned black person, that's what he's claiming at least, all right, tends to have some sort of a rhetoric that would be similar to the rhetoric that some dark-skinned brothers have. Cheryl Clark. Hi. Dot, dot, dot. What's up, Cheryl? Thanks for coming through. A car show, P. Hightower. I grew up in the 80s as a youth. I remember the 90s is when dark-skinned men started coming in style, but I ain't never been out of style. I'm always on point. LOL. Here we go with the style, like the trends, like black men are trends. P. Hightower. Now, shouldn't the black men that chose non-black women be the ones singled out instead of all dark-skinned men being generalized? Well, no. Some dark-skinned men choose the light-skinned biracial mixed females as their consolation prize because some of them, like, they don't want to go outside of the community because they don't want to be seen as like a coon, a sellout, etc. So they tend to sometimes use the biracial light-skinned females as consolation prizes. So they're part of it too. Liz Martin, the light complexion black men I know are not in any way weak or soft. Well, I think that narrative is pushed by, honestly, like pretty much, all segments of the community, besides maybe light-skinned men themselves. And perhaps maybe even on some level, even light-skinned men themselves even push that narrative. Hightower. At car show. Okay, then why the assault on dark-skinned black men for feeling the same? I'm not sure what that's in reference to. But loser, just to be clear, while all black people are facing something, light-skinned men and light-skinned women don't face the same exact obstacles as a dark-skinned black person. Some people will beg to differ, some people will beg to differ. And there's arguments for that and against that. Some people kind of feel like, well, light-skinned people are viewed as just black people. And there's evidence for that, but there's also evidence against that too. Whereas like, oh, white people don't make a distinction between us, but then in some situations they kind of do, Hightower. Dark-skinned men wasn't taking nothing from light-skinned men. A lot of us had to feed ourselves. I'm not sure where that comes from. Moral. What does leading the charge got to do with this man talking to me crazy? You can be purple. You talk to me crazy. I'm going to tell you something. But the purple self. Well, the thing is, I think this is it's not necessarily about this situation in particular when I say leading the charge, although this may kind of fall into it. But sometimes I just feel like, where are the dark-skinned men at to defend dark-skinned women? That's what I'm looking for. And oftentimes I just don't see it. I see the opposite. I see dark-skinned women defending dark-skinned men. Just like of that clip that I posted of Lonnie from the reel, right? And some people were like, well, no one would do that for Lonnie, and I feel like there is some truth in that. I'm not saying that no one would defend Lonnie Love, but I do feel like when it comes to the brown skin and dark skinned women, that battle cry is not there. Like, that battle cry is not nearly as loud when it's a dark skinned, brown skinned female. But when it's a dark skinned, brown skinned man, that battle cry, you can hear it from a mile away. But As far as you defending yourself, I don't fault you for, clapping back and defending yourself. It's just sometimes I'm like, I'm just looking for, supposedly, this, you know, chocolate knight in shining armor to come rescue the chocolate maiden, you know. Hightower, accountability of what exactly? Accountability when it comes to the colorism that dark-skinned men participate in, dark-skinned men perpetuate, accountability for the colorism hierarchy that exists in the black community, accountability for the confusion that you keep up between dark-skinned women and light-skinned women, pitting them against each other. Hightower, if light-skinned men are even dating dark-skinned women, what is the concern? I'm not sure where that comes from. Gabriel McKnight. P. Hightower is a troll, or is troll, my man. That Joker probably lived his mommy. Really? P. Hightower, he's not a troll, you know. He's a dark-skinned brother, who's defending, the dark-skinned brothers, just like the light-skinned brothers would defend the light-skinned brothers, just like the light-skinned sisters would defend the light-skinned sisters, just like the dark-skinned sisters would defend the light-skinned brothers, Gabriel McKnight. Why bring up the 80s? That's 30 years ago. Bring up something new, fool. Really? Hightower. Gabriel, a troll. At Gabriel, a troll. Okay, then, if you believe such, for you, I can be that troll. Car show. Slavery is the reason light skin exists. All black people were supposed to be dark. I'm still black. I'm just a light colored person. Moral. All I know is I bring it to everybody on the internet. No matter if you dark, light, or mixed, I'll troll the hell out of somebody. The reason I keep mentioning this is that I'm not looking for leading the charge for the black community. I'm looking for black men of all shades allowing a dark-skinned black woman to be feminine. But I kind of feel like that kind of plays into it, though, like allowing the dark skin and just black men in general, to lead the charge when it comes to this sort of a thing. But I'm thinking perhaps I think black women on some level, they kind of feel like they have to lead the charge because if they don't lead it, then it don't happen. I feel like that may be sort of the underlying thing here. But yeah, I do think that, the community, I think we all should allow dark skin and brown skin black women to be feminine, But sometimes I feel like they kind of hold back on that too in some aspect. And I don't think it's entirely their fault, and I won't entirely blame them, but I'll just put that out there. A car show. Gabriel McKnight. The 80s was a great decade. I still talk about the 80s as well. That's when I was breakdancing in 1985. Those was the good out. And I guess the good old days. Gabriel. Love 80s music, New Edition, Prince, MJ, and so on. Cheryl, my post disappeared. Sometimes that happens. I didn't do anything if that's what you were thinking or that's what you're implying, but I don't do anything like that. Sometimes for some reason, YouTube sort of will snatch um, a comment for some reason. I don't know why. Let me see. Um, hmm, let's see. Top chat. Let's see. I'll change it to live chat so I can see all comments. Um, um, okay, let's see where we at. Kendrick Celestin. I think that's how you say it. Kendrick. Hey, how was your day? It was pretty okay. Nothing spectacular. You know, just did some shopping. How about you? Cheryl, dark skinned women are treated so badly by our own community that they do the mammy, I'll fight for everybody thing to be accepted and loved. I agree, definitely. Unfortunately, that's how the community, dark skinned men, I'm looking at you especially, have set it up. That's how they get validation, unfortunately. And I feel like I'm not trying to be shady by bringing this up. I'm not trying to, cause division or cause strife or come at anybody. But I feel like this kind of has to be addressed, though. And I feel like on some level, black women, brown skin, dark skin black women are sort of internalizing it and living up to it. Okay, moral. How can one call themselves black and not protect the image? Period. I agree. And, prior to like the whole YouTube colorism situation, I kind of was just like, black is black. And to an extent, I still do think that, a threat to blackness is like a threat to blackness anywhere is a threat to blackness anywhere. And like, we shouldn't be so like, like it's say like police brutality happens and then like happens to a black man. We shouldn't be like, oh, well, it happened to a light-skinned black man, so, we shouldn't be concerned about it. I don't think that's how we should operate, but low-key, I feel like sometimes that does happen. Like, if something happens to, like, a brown-skinned, dark-skinned black woman, I feel like the community doesn't take it as seriously. It's like, name police brutality victims that are females and name some that are males. You'll probably be able to name more males than females. And then some people will say, well, maybe there's just more males who get, attacked by the police. And then some people will say, well, that's not, that is true, but oftentimes you can't name hardly any female police brutality victims, though. Moral, I'm a happily married woman, and I would like to see my black women, I guess, in a whole happy married, not being single mothers. I agree. Taking trips, getting nice gifts for the men, I guess from the men, that really adore them. But I seen a young lady take his comments too hard, and it made me mad. This must have been on Chrissy's platform, maybe? Because I have seen that person before on occasion on Chrissy's platform, but I never seen those comments that you were talking about. I've only seen comments about him saying, oh, hey, Chrissy, you should talk about this topic. Stuff like that. Car show. What I noticed is us light-skinned black guys stick together. We have a brotherhood based on being light-skinned black guys in the black community. Every light-skinned brother, I guess every light-skinned brother I see always speaks to me like they know me. The thing is, in my personal day-to-day experience, I really don't encounter many light-skinned black men, honestly. Honestly, to be real, like the community that I grew up in, I hardly ever encountered light-skinned black men. There were some at my school, but I was just, we never really connected, honestly, keep it real, the more I kind of had stronger connections with like the brown skin and dark skin brothers, honestly. As crazy as that seems, as much, shit that that it may come across that I give dark skinned black men, you know, it's not really like that. Um, but that's cool that you have that sort of a rapport though, and that happens. I think for me, honestly, in my situation, I feel like when I see a light-skinned black man, and sometimes when light-skinned black men see me, it's almost like you're seeing. It's a weird It's a weird feeling, not feeling, but it's like a weird situation because it's almost like you're surprised. And it's like we're surprised to see each other. Like, oh, it's another light-skinned man. you know it's almost like you're like a kid and you're looking in the mirror for the first time, like, what's that? you know or like when maybe a dog sees another dog or something. I'm gonna get to your comment in a second. More. Gabriel McKnight. Oh Lord, playing the victim. I show you a person playing the victim, I show you a loser, period. I'm not sure who that's in reference to. Moral. I'm not married to no chocolate knight in shining armor. My knight in shining armor is beige like you. I guess and he'll slap the shit out of somebody for me as he should. Well, that's what's up. I'm glad that you have that situation. And I'm also glad and I'm also thankful that you didn't, you know, write off all light-skinned men based on the experience that you had in grade school. I'm thankful for that, And as well, I've had experiences too, as we all have had experiences, right? You know. And I'm not saying that my experience trumps yours or is greater than yours or anything like that. I'm just, just saying. Um, you know. But you could have and been rightfully, in your right to just say, hey, these light skinned men ain't shit. Fuck them. They colorist. I don't want to deal with them. Cheryl, I didn't know. I guess I didn't know. At Moro, ... We'll keep an eye out. Car show. Here is the truth about dark-skinned black women and the reason black men, I guess black men, mostly want light-skinned women, I guess women. Light-skinned females are freaky and also easier to submit as a woman and let man lead and nicer. This sound, now that's interesting. This sounds like some non-black women treatment. But that's the thing, though. Like I said, there's no honor amongst colorists. I've said that. I've said that plenty of times, y'all. At one point or another, that colorism beast rears its ugly head at you. Even though you think like you the exception to the rule, you the prize, you the trophy, whatever. Renee, car show? What? No, you sound like Kodak Black. That is such a stereotype. Same thing white people say. Car show, light skin and dark skin black people must be one. We are the same race. That's real talk. Shamark Hassan Higher KKK. Well, I think this is my first time seeing you come through. So welcome. Gabriel, no, I am not. All right. Okay, Somalia. Oh. Might be the first person who's come through here from Somalia. So are you kind of like, you're Somalian. Okay. So East African. All right. So what interests you in this whole situation then? You guys have colorism issues in Somalia? Gabriel McKnight, have you ever dated someone who was not black? At this point in my life, I haven't. What time is it in Somalia? That's some crazy questions. I feel like the temperature just dropped about 10 degrees here. Car show. Rashida Strover is talking. Rashida Strover, the world's first dark-skinned activist who created the lane, who invented this lane, who birthed dark-skinned female activism. No, she birthed dark-skinned activism. She wrote the book 25 Ways in Which Dark-Skinned Black People Are Discriminated Against. And she also has a stage play, A Dark-Skinned Woman's Revenge. All right. Put some respect on Rashida Strover's name. I don't like that she beefed with Christy, though. I don't like that. All right. Rashida Strover is talking about colorism just to take money and sell tickets to her plays. She ain't no bad-looking female. I bet a lot of brothers and men be trying to get at her. She beautiful, not ugly. Yeah. I heard she's dating a light-skinned man at the moment. Interesting. And of course, she's getting flack from it, right? Because, we ain't supposed to get no love from nobody. I swear. The community has set it up for, like, light-skinned men do not get no love. And that's supposed to be normal. Like, if you are a black female and you have a preference for light-skinned black men. Prepare to be shamed. Heck, you don't even have to have a preference. You just have to consider them an option, really. But prepare to be shamed, prepare to be guilted, and not just by black men, but black women. Again, the Pick-Mes, the Mammies, the Mules, right? Hershey Mason 100. That comment that guy said gets the side eye from me. Because when light skinned or non black women are not as submissive and aggressive, these same men call it feisty and sexy. True, you know. You know, I do think there is sort of a bias for some reason. It's like, for some reason, dark-skinned women can't get away with some of the things that other groups of women get away with for some reason. Why is that? Car show, that's how the black community are towards us black men. LOL. See how they do us? When we date a light-skinned female, we have self-hate and labeled as coons. When we date dark-skinned women, we are too light-skinned. Yeah, I do think low-key the community does kind of set it up to where it's like, like it's like, not an option. Like, these Negroes ain't, the light-skinned man is not supposed to be an option. You know, the light-skinned men, perhaps, I know Palooza, if you're still in the chat, you mentioned the male equivalent of a mule, a mammy, a pick-me. And I think perhaps in addition to a simp, I would say maybe light-skinned black men who are on that, fight the power thing. I think that might be sort of an equivalent of that. Because I think on some level, light-skinned men, that's sort of like how they sort of, like that's how the community, that's kind of like what the only light-skinned men the community tends to fuck with to an extent, right? The fight the power light-skinned mixed biracial dude. Hershey. Because these same men bash women while doing it. Moral. Correction. I had an issue with one light skin as a teenager, and I was ill-treated by a light-skinned step-uncle. And that same light-skinned step-uncle father ill-treated my stepfather, if get what I'm saying. Not quite sure there. Moral, but I never based my mistreatment on skin color because his light-skinned men do stuff just like dark-skinned men. Super cool. What do guys mean by black women need to submit? Can someone explain? Someone please explain. Moral. Now, I will admit, I have had dark-skinned men say things about me marrying light-skinned men. I actually did a video about this, and where I pretty much talked about, the shaming and the guilting and the animosity, the resentment, and whatever you want to call it, that goes along with that. Notice that. I feel like low key, they're treating that lights. It's almost you're getting treated as if you are a swirler, as if you swirled, as if you went outside the community, interracially dated, got married. It's almost like a non-black treatment for some reason. And I find it really strange too. And hypocritical, extremely hypocritical coming from dark-skinned men, of all people. Renee, you know that the mammy, quote unquote, was the house slave who would pick the field slave for the white master to have sex with for the night. I feel like the term has been redefined. The term has changed its definition, much as words do over the years, Car show. Light-skinned guys can't get no love from black females no matter what skin tone. Light-skinned are dark-skinned females. We are black as well. That's weird. Not true, car show. I dated more, Renee. Not true, car show. I dated more light-skinned than dark. There are not enough of you guys around. I kind of feel like that is a factor, I personally, I don't run into too many light-skinned people, period, where I'm at. Shit. P. Hightower, I'm back. I didn't know you left, P. Hightower. I just thought you was just sitting in the cut. Moral. Also, I think it depends on demographics, because what I have noticed when I dated a dark-skinned man was I was single and they came from a Goa background. Was some laid-back people. I guess they were some laid-back people. Renee, no, there is no change. Super cool. What do men mean by submitting to them? In what way? Can anyone explain? Gabriel, as a light-skinned black man, I stay from the black community and also date mostly out due to the hate from our own people. Non-black women see the real me, besides what tone I am. Well, I'm glad that you have been able to find a good thing outside of the community and just in general, I would love to see all black people with black people, of course, but I wouldn't encourage anybody to stay in a bad situation, P. Hightower, at the end of the day, though, I love all my light-skinned brothers and sisters 100%. That's what's up, Hightower. And likewise for me, at the end of the day, despite, what I may say, despite me perhaps giving, some folks a hard time, the dark-skinned brothers a hard time, I got much love for the dark-skinned brothers and definitely the dark-skinned sisters. And also, honestly, that's kind of like the group of people, black people are the group of people I want to have community with, I'm not addressing white people Latino people, perhaps Afro Latinos, um, are like Asian people or other groups of people, because black people are the group of people I want to have community with, right? Be Hightower, that's real, regardless of what we talk about, our opinions. Yeah, you know. I mean, for me, you know, don't have any beef with the collective of dark-skinned black men, you know. But I feel like for me, I feel like to an extent, this is like what I should be doing, right? To an extent, it's like almost kind of like, oh, you are your brother's keeper. So in a way, it's kind of like, well, if I don't bring it up, then kind of like who else is going to bring it up, though, you know? And again, it's not me bringing it up to be like divisive. It's just me bringing it up to just, deal with the issue. Hershey Mason 100. Super cool. They feel like black women got too much mouth. Because black women don't take no shit. That's them other women, they'll take all your shit. But the black women, no, they ain't taking that shit. You tell a black woman to make you some food, she gonna throw some grits in your face. Car show. Dark-skinned guys are overrated and haters. I've seen Mexicans and white guys beat the hell out of dark-skinned black males and females over the years. What the? Yeah. Light-skinned people had the best fighting skills. Car show. Would you consider yourself to be a colorist? Because I think you've been saying like some things where it's like, Super cool. Do they just want us to shut up on whatever they are talking about? Curls for days. First time catching your chat. So far, I'm liking the content of your videos. I'm a huge fan of Chrissy, and you came up in my recommendations. Okay. That's what's up. And welcome to the chat, Curls for Days. And I'm glad you are enjoying my content. I appreciate that. I hope to be uploading some original content very soon. Or some more original content very soon. But thanks for the support. Moral at Car Show. So you're happy about Mexicans and white people beating up dark-skinned black people? Okay. Gabriel. P. Hightower. Say what you mean. Don't retract your message. P. Hightower. Car Show. You got some growing up to do. That is mostly race hate. Come to Texas or Cali and see how it really goes down. Other races prey on older blacks and women. Okay, Hightower, you're in Texas, so you think for you there has been sort of like a beef between like the Mexican population and the black population? Because I've heard about that in California. Car show. Dark-skinned people fear white people. I notice we light-skinned people are the leaders of the black race. We go hard for the black race. Coons and sellouts are usually dark-skinned. I notice. Interesting. Hightower, Gabriel. I retracted because it was typo and I accidentally hit enter. Car show, P Hightower. I'm a man. I'm already a grown man, sir. I'm light skinned and proud. Moral, P Hightower. You ever thought about looking into get a dual citizenship, Africa? I think Ghana is like an easy place for you to get citizenship. Curls for days. I appreciate you taking the time to be honest about colorism, especially as a light-skinned black man. That's not something we see every day. That's true. You know, you don't really see. Well, really, honestly, I don't even think you see many men, period, talking about colorism. Because, you know, it's been kind of like low-key feminized. And it's like, that's a black female thing. Don't talk about it. And I've sort of gotten into sort of a back and forth with a couple of folks over that, you know. But at the same time, I'm like, how did you find my videos if that's what you think? Why would you be searching for a topic that you consider feminine? And why would you click on it and look at the video and subscribe to my channel? Washington. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Washington? Hightower. But guess what? The best boxers are dark skinned. Hashtag facts, nigga. Moral. I'm kind of tired of black people in their fighting skills. I want to get beyond all that violence. I feel like we shouldn't be really being violent with each other. I can understand us having some beefs or whatever, but I don't think it needs to get to that point. Light-skinned black. If a dark-skinned black person hate their own skin color, what makes you think they respect another black person? Moral at car show. Maybe that's why you don't have a girlfriend, because you proud. Hightower at Moral. Actually, yes, I have distant family in Ghana and Benin. I found through ancestry testing. I'm considering the move when I retire. I know W.E.B. Du Bois, he wound up going to Africa. I don't know if he was like kicked out of the country or whatever, but he wound up going to Africa, Ghana specifically. Car show. I speak truth from experience. Dark-skinned men be hating on light-skinned brothers. I even had females personally tell me that they don't hate on the white man that's dating black women, only their own race. Ryan Damas. Everybody kiss my ass. Not you, Steven. Just joking. Well, welcome to the chat, Ryan. Curls for days. I'm curious to know what made you start making videos about colorism. Good question. It sort of started out as like a response to a video that Chrissy did. And then it sort of and then it was like another response to a video that Chrissy did. Then it's sort of like, well, like, maybe I should talk about this, the subjects just started coming and they just started, coming to me. And I was like, okay, let me talk about this. But then when we're in the comment section, then someone brings up this topic and I'm like, well, maybe I need to talk about that too. And it's just sort of like a snowball effect. And plus, I really think that also, like, I actually did a video about this, by the way, where I go into depth about why I talk about colorism. But oftentimes when I see colorism talked about in the media, I see it talked about very elementary, like they don't really go into depth and really expound on anything. Oftentimes you don't even get a male perspective, and if you do, it's only a dark-skinned man's perspective. And I'm not saying that that's not a good perspective or that's irrelevant or anything, but oftentimes it's like, well, what about light-skinned black men and their perspective, right? And then oftentimes always framed as like women hating on each other, you know. And I'm not saying that's not a part of it, but you know, it's more to it than that, though. P. Hightower. No, for the most part, a lot of blacks and Latinos are family in Texas. California, it is tension, but it's mostly gang affiliated and often overhyped. Okay, that seems cool. Although I saw you make a comment saying like Mexicans or like some what of a disparaging comments about Mexican people, particularly I guess those who are illegal or something like that. Delante, I'm laughing my ass off at these comments. Light skinned black. They call light skinned men soft and weak because we have a soft touch with women. Dark skinned men out here calling women bruh like they homeboys. They have no class. Wow. Car show. Here in Southern California, it's the black gangs starting beef with Mexicans. We all don't fight Mexicans in California. It's only a small percentage. It's only a few black and Mexican gangs going at it. Light skin, black. Skin bleaching is big in Africa. Everyone wants to be light skinned. LOL. Are you trolling light skinned black man? Or light skinned black? I think you might be trolling. You trolling? P. Hightower. Light skin. Are you open to consider the fact that not every dark skinned man hates you or has it out for you? You know, that's true, Hightower. That's true. Because honestly, like I went through my subscribers list like a while ago, and I'm like low key surprised, like, oh, there's a lot of like brown skinned and dark skinned men who are actually subscribed to my page and my channel, and actually support me. And to be honest, I've had some light skinned men, give me a hard time too. So it's not always just like, oh, it's the dark skinned man, the dark skinned black man. There's some dark skinned black men who do be with the fuck shit. But overall, my experience within my life, have been mostly positive. There's been, a couple of negative experiences, but mostly positive, Sleepy CCS. You rock, Steven. Fuck the haters. You bring a unique perspective to the table. Thank you. I appreciate that, Sleepy CC. I appreciate when people, give me kind of like positive feedback on something or feel like, they've been able to get something out of my content when I post. Moral. I'm moving in the next 3 years to Africa. Oh, wow. What made you decide to do that, Moral? Light-skinned black. Dark-skinned people need to stop spreading rumors about light-skinned black men in the black community. P. Hightower at Moral. Nice. P. Hightower. Light-skinned. I don't even think about light-skinned folks on a day-to-day basis. like nigga, I don't think about you. You a non-factor, nigga. Okay. Let's see. Car show at Moral. I have a light-skinned Afro-Latina girlfriend that's a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, what part of the diaspora she is from? All right, what part of the Latino, Hispanic diaspora, I should say. Milky Way, GM. I guess good morning. Where you live, Milky Way? You be in the UK or something? Light skin black. Love this channel, brother. 100%. Thanks. 731. Women only care about. I knew you was gonna post some shit like this. Women only care about a sexy, handsome, dark chocolate men's perspective. uh, you in these comments, 731. Car show. Mexicans are most killing dark-skinned black men here in Southern California. Light-skinned black men don't be with Mexicans most in California. Most black and Mexicans are cool here only if you fight. Let's see. Hightower, a dark-skinned perspective. Actually, I get the point. Many light-skinned didn't expect dark-skinned people to be on this channel. Maybe. That's strange. There are, dark-skinned folks on this channel. I will, okay, honestly, like, okay, of course the women, right? Of course the dark-skinned, brown-skinned sisters would be, right? Since, I don't really come for dark-skinned, brown-skinned female sisters. I tend to be more so defending brown-skinned, dark-skinned female sisters. But, there's some of all folks, some light-skinned females, some light-skinned males, some dark-skinned females, some dark-skinned dudes, some peanut butter folks. And that's what's up. Dark-skinned black. Dark-skinned people complain about colorism, but they are the ones creating these mixed kids with light skin. Shaking my head, LOL. I heard some people bring that up where it's like, y'all complaining about the people, but you making them. Hey, that's why, that's also a reason why, the light-skinned brothers can't be mad at the dark-skinned brothers because they are, helping sustain us, right? We can't be mad at, that's what's up, really. We can't, that's not anything to be mad at, right? P. Hightower asks an African how they would view him in Africa. Light skin black, no. Moro, at car show, Afro-Latina means black. You have an imaginary mixed woman. Mixed people are not black. A Virgo sensation. 7:30. No, we don't. Honestly, I think if you knock these guys down a couple of pegs, I think that would do everybody some good. I think you would actually get more out of them if you knocked them down a couple of pegs. But for some reason, that is just almost like blasphemy. Blasphemy in the Church of the Chocolate Man. Because low-key, some of these women do be engaging in idol worship when it comes to some of these dark-skinned brothers. Hightower. Well, there are more channels about light-skinned folks than any other race on YouTube. Where are you getting that statistic from, P. Hightower? Did YouTube provide that statistic for you? How you get that stamp? Curls for days. Outside of doing video responses to Chrissy, could you give any example of how you personally experience colorism? I've been kind of debating whether or not to share my colorism story with you guys. I was like, maybe I should make a video about my colorism story. Maybe I shouldn't. My colorism story is remarkable, but not for what you think. Not for the reasons that you would think it would be remarkable. But to, just make a long story short, as far as my personal experience with colorism, it was primarily at school. Thankfully, in my family, I there was no colorism. Thankfully, and I didn't realize how blessed I was until I started hearing other people's colorism stories, where it was like, they experienced it within their family, and I'm like, wow, I feel bad. That's part of the reason why I try not to take up too much space when it comes to colorism conversations, because I know that ultimately my colorism story isn't like, horrific or anything like that. And that's why I do kind of try and, push the narrative and push the conversation for other people who have been experienced colorism. But for me, my colorism mainly was at school, perhaps maybe on the job, maybe, but more so like in grade school. Thankfully, it wasn't anything major. Oftentimes the colorism was just like, oh, maybe look whiter or something, or I don't know. It wasn't terrible. I don't know. It wasn't horrible. Honestly, I've kind of even had, some a decent rapport with some of the folks who I've dealt with as far as colorism. 731 at car show. That's false. Mexicans killed M-Bone from Cali Swag District. He light. They kill because you black, man. In the gain area. Moro at P Hightower. You should consider. I personally think it's time for us to go home. Car show canceled. Kana Bunijimach. Okay, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. Kana. They say light-skinned men are soft, feminine, but I've seen a lot of gay and feminine, dark-skinned black men. Yeah, that's true. We all know why they love to push that whole soft and feminine shit. We all know what's up when they do that shit. We know. We already know that. We already know what bullshit they be on, right? Sleepy CCS. Mexican gangs have thrown Molotov cocktails through the windows of black families in LA to ethnically cleanse black people from public housing. Google gang member admit to firebombing black families. I didn't know it got like that. Wow. These other groups of non-white people of color or non-black people of color. Car show, Puerto Rican. Okay. Ryan, white supremacy has got a huge negative impact on people here in the West. It's sickening. Light-skinned black, at P Hightower. Why are you worried about what light-skinned black men think of you? Shaking my head. You sound insecure. Curls for days, at Kana. Facts. P Hightower, light skin, I'm not worried at all. But when being generalized, I have a problem, a pet. I don't know what that. Okay, a problem, he said. Okay. A problem. Light skin, black. Dark skinned men be saying more horrible shit about dark skinned women. Shaking my head. Ebony, did you get mad at me? Why would you say that? Ebony. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Really, I should be asking, did you get mad at me? Because you said like I'm reminding you of like Dexter Jackson, Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson in like a negative way, like I'm pandering to black women or something like that. Car show. In Africa, light-skinned people would be seen as white. Light-skinned black. Y'all dark-skinned men are the main ones saying hateful shit about your race. P. Hightower. Plenty of light-skinned who don't date dark-skinned too. Moral. I don't fool with Mexicans for the simple fact we have our own problems. I just think we should move along lately. I've been feeling the atmosphere is changing. 731. At light skin, women love us dark chocolate men. Are you gonna ever post a comment that don't revolve around women lusting after their chocolate thunder? Chocolate knights in shining armor. Car show. Dark-skinned men and women, they have the most self-hate. I noticed 98%. Where y'all be coming with these statistics? Cite y'all sources when y'all be saying these statistics. I noticed 98% of swirlers, people who interracially date, are dark-skinned people. They can't get enough of white people. Milky Way, 731, you ugly nigga. Has he actually shown how he looks? I'm not being shady, just asking. P. Hightower, I want to know how some of these light-skinned dudes' parents feel about their racism towards dark-skinned folks, if they even acknowledge it. Interesting question. Car show, 731. I don't know why y'all saw. P. Hightower, look at the channels. Milky Way, soft as marshmallows. 731 at car show. Women want the chocolate king size bar. Car show. A common sense question. When did you meet 98% of all swirlers? Y'all going in this comment section. $731. If you hating, you just need some pussy. Lil Wayne. You quoting colorist now, 731? Oh, hell. Now getting into this damn shit. Milky Way. I'm 10-inch light-skinned nigga. Now we got these niggas wanting to have dick fights. Moral. Women care about money and getting that. Getting that panocha, that totita, a totito, ate out, that papaya. Also, I treat Negroes from California and the Dominican Republic the same. Lost cause. Car show. People label Michael Jordan the best player in NBA history because he's dark skinned when they know Steph Curry is way better than MJ. People hate on light skin, even in sports. Okay, now we got a whole nother conversation coming. Virgo, 731, delusions of grandeur. You really think y'all are that special? Don't tell the Mammies, the Pick-Mes, and the Mules that. Light skin, black is true. They do hate on Steph Curry. Hightower, Curry, he good, but can't even get to the basket. He just throw up shots. Moral: Milky Way, you got a small, I guess, eggplant. No big eggplant Negro brags about eggplant size. Milky Way, he too short to drive it in. Car show 731. I dated many light-skinned black females. Dark-skinned women love light-skinned and white guys. They call us daddy. Even Cynthia G called a white man a white man daddy before. Do you have this on videotape or some sort of a audio footage of this by any chance? Car show. Curls for days. Have you ever had colorism conversations with other light-skinned men? And what were their experiences? And were their experiences similar to yours? Man. I haven't really had many colorism conversations. Honestly, I haven't had many colorism conversations in my day-to-day life. And I think that's part of the reason why I started doing these videos on YouTube, because I don't think there was anyone in my day-to-day life where I can really talk about this kind of stuff with, because I don't know, it just seems like it would be a bit odd to bring it up. But I've had like little conversations here and there in my lifetime. But only one with a light-skinned man. And when I had the conversation, I wasn't really apt on colorism, you know. Hightower, yeah, after you let that 50 on the table. 731, Curry only good at shooting and getting a few steals. Y'all lying. They're better light-skinned players than Curry. MJ will always be the best. Dark-skinned men will always reign supreme. Moral at car show. Negro, please. Women want the money. Don't get it twisted. Ebony X, you're my crush. LOL. Aw, really? I don't think I ever had a YouTuber say that. Thank you, Ebony. Virgo. Really? Where'd that come from? Hightower. The world would not end if black men stopped dating light-skinned women for the sake of light-skinned men. Shaking my head. But I feel like I've low-key kind of brought that up, and I feel like the ones who are into light-skinned women may kind of feel some sort of a way about this, because I did a video recently, and a dark-skinned brother, he's been subscribed to my channel for a while. As far as I know, I don't think he's in the chat, but he kind of not came at me, but sort of kind of like posted a comment saying, well, it's kind of stupid we gonna be matching skin tones when it comes to dating. I mean, it's kind of dumb, even though my video wasn't about that, but based on the title, he thought that it was about like me saying like, oh, dark-skinned men or dark-skinned people can't date light-skinned people, vice versa, which, believe it or not, that's not exactly what I advocate for, And, for me, that's probably the one type of swirl that I would wholeheartedly endorse, if I'm going to promote swirling. It would be between light-skinned and dark-skinned people. Ryan. Steve, this girl who I know wrote on her Facebook saying that she never dated dark-skinned people, only light-skinned people, and she's black. What's your opinion on that? Let's see. What is her skin tone? Is she brown skin, dark skin, peanut butter, light skin? Sleepy CCS. You're right about dark-skinned men needing to be taken down a peg. I wish dark-skinned black women would wake up and stop fawning over dark-skinned men. That will never return the favor. Finally, a black woman who is who has some sense, you know? Because honestly, I feel like if you did that, you would probably get more out of these Negroes. Honestly, if you would just treat these Negroes like they ain't nothing special, you would probably end up switching the dynamics from them having the upper hand to you having the upper hand and you presenting and positioning yourself as the prize. But, you know, low key, a lot of these females don't really think of themselves as the prize. Car show 731. I bench more than you. I'm stronger than you. I bench 490 pounds and 4 times stronger than the Avenger man. The average man. We light skinned guys are strong, and I'm 180 pounds with the strength of four 350-pound men. All right, now we're getting into this whole, again, more of this. Deborah James. What's good, everybody? Hey, Deborah. Is this your first time coming through here? I'm not sure if I have seen you come through here before. If so, well, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in the comments section either. Light skin black. Kodak Black said dark skinned women are too tough. He likes light skinned black women because they are more easy to break down and control. Now that's some sick shit to say. I agree. Isn't Kodak Black going to jail or is already in jail? So someone gonna be breaking his ass down. Virgo. They make these memes about light-skinned men because they're insecure. I know, what's up with that? What nigga is thinking about another nigga enough to make a meme about him? Car show. Kodak Black was right about dark-skinned black women. All right, car show. Are you a colorist? P Hightower, Sleepy CCS. You wish is coming, I guess your wish is coming true as they are gunning us down. Who is they gunning you down? Moral. At light skin black, you have said negative things too. Like I said, you are no different than those colorists you mentioned. Deborah James, I'm attracted to brown skin, but always end up with a light skin or white type. That's interesting. Those are probably, I'm supposed that tends to be the men that tend to, I guess, approach you or, holler at you perhaps. 731 at car show, who cares? There's way more women calling us dark-skinned chocolate men daddy than light-skinned men, especially light-skinned women. P Hightower, if dark-skinned women love light-skinned more, then why are dark-skinned women still marrying and having beautiful chocolate babies with dark-skinned men overwhelmingly compared to light-skinned men? I mean, after all, supposedly blacks. Deborah James at car show. I'm dark-skinned and I don't fit Kodak Black's description. Don't let the pic fool you. I'm brown. That's just bad lighting. Are we really taking Kodak Black seriously? I'm not even sure if Kodak Black even graduated from high school. Um, Renee, car show. Something is wrong with you. I wish you would talk that crap on Nyla says in Cynthia G's chat room when I see you there. When I see you in there. Oh, car show being Cynthia G and Nyla says chat room. Car show. Cops are not targeting light-skinned blacks. I noticed mainly dark-skinned and brown-skinned. Hightower. Marry each other over 80% of the time. Sleepy CCS. P. Hightower. Who is killing most dark-skinned black men in the USA? 731 car show is a white boy redneck. He could be a troll. Car show, are you low-key? Are you a troll? Are you a white troll? Virgo, Mules making these dark-skinned men feel like cream of the crop. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't really feel like, I'm not sure if they're really getting much out of it though. Besides maybe a pat on the head, you know, being called like a black queen. Renee, car show. Renee, or at Renee. I was the first person to expose Sinji on YouTube in 2016. I made a lot of videos on her on my main channel in 2016 and early 2017. Those are swirlers, they hate black men. Ebony X, you're very pretty. Deborah James. B. Hightower, it's not about who is doing it. I'm referring to your comment about bringing all of us down a so-called peg. I will assume you meant through even. Okay, Hightower. I was not advocating for people. I'm not advocating for people to just randomly shoot down dark-skinned men in the streets. I'm just saying bring them down a peg when it comes to the upliftment. I don't think upliftment is a word, but the uplifting that they receive. And you want to take it all the way to death, like, they trying to genocide us dark-skinned black men in the community. Like, no, I don't think anyone's trying to, to genocide you, to put you in the concentration camps, to put you in the gas chambers, Light skin black. No one wants to talk about the self-hating dark-skinned niggas on social media making videos on YouTube saying how much they hate black women, especially dark-skinned women. Well, I kind of talk about stuff like that. Maybe not that in specifically, because I haven't really seen that. But I talk about, stuff similar to that. Car show 731. I'm a light-skinned black person. Light-skinned black. Black people spend so much. Black people spread so many rumors about light-skinned black men, and if we say something, they make it sound like we're crazy. Hightower. My answer is black babies being aborted. Wonder what that's in reference to. Ryan. She was light-skinned. I would say. Well, if she's light-skinned and she's dating only light-skinned, I think that's cool as long as she's not disparaging other shades of black men, Hightower, 730, yes. Hightower, trolls communicate like a 12-year-old. Renee S. Again, car show. You come in their chats talking about how much you care for black folks, but I bet you still wouldn't talk like this in their chats. I think Sin G and Nyla, especially Sin G would be like, blocked. Moral. Having the upper hand is individual thing. Black women just need to get to the money. Or get to money. Hightower, light skin. Why do you focus on rumors? Damn. Light skin, black. Dark skinned men can't fight. That's why they brag about their guns. They lost their skills. I swear. Might want to be careful. you know. Hightower, Kodak Black didn't even finish college. Shaking my head. Did the nigga even finish 7th grade? Car show. I just wanted to show light-skinned guys are not soft and weak. We are men and are black as well. Most dark-skinned men hate on light-skinned brothers. Some don't, many do. Light-skinned black at car show, 100%. Sleepy at P Hightower. I clearly said that dark-skinned black women need to stop fawning over you guys. Not fawning over you is not wishing death on you. Knock it off with the hyperbolic rhetoric. Ryan DeMoss, canceled. Mensaje cancelado. Moral, I got my credit card back 2 weeks ago. Did you run up the credit again? Congratulations, Moral. Get to the money. Car show. Even on YouTube, I see dark-skinned black men getting getting beat up by racist white people in a video. 3 white dudes beat up 4 dark-skinned black guys. The white dudes had them running. I forgot the title of the video. Straight up. Hi. What's up, straight up? Virgo. Hey, straight up. Thanks for coming through, straight up. Hi, Tard. That's because that only time can get noticed. Black dudes don't tap ass whoopings. We just do what we do. We don't need a social platform to feel proud. Straight up, hi, Virgo sensation. Light skin, black. Grown-ass people are making excuses for self-hating Kodak Black. This is why the black community is so pathetic, and I just don't care about them. P. Hightower. Steven, not you. Okay, that's what's up. I assume you wasn't coming from me. P. Hightower. That was at Sleepy CCS. Light skin black. Racism is real, but I don't like how black people are using it for every excuse now. Mostly dark skinned people. Straight up, I only like light skinned brothers because I'm tired of y'all being ignored. Okay, that's what's up. I appreciate you showing the light skinned brothers love. Straight up. I mean, I only like light-skinned brothers and still date openly because they're ignored. I think you should consider your options, honestly, at least within the race. Honestly, I think if you did that, I think things may end up going in your favor versus being severely limited to just like, oh, I only like this particular type of guy, and then you keep throwing the game to that particular guy, and then, it's just like you almost just don't position yourself as a prize. Where we at? Light skin, black. Dark skinned people are in this chat trying to change the narrative, making it seem like we hate dark skinned black people and we want to kill them. Shaking my head. Milky Way, Kodak stuck up as hell too. I know how them Haitians get down. Virgo, me too, straight up. Hightower, all I see is folks fighting colorism with racism. Mm. P. Hightower, Haitians are very proud people. All right. Straight up. Ugly, dark-skinned men that couldn't get no play, only promoted. Dark-skinned, good-looking black men, but started disrespecting black, light-skinned men because they was jealous. P. Hightower, he bringing a lot of shame. P. Hightower, let him believe that if he wants. Ryan, I think she's into women and men. Bisexual. She didn't really identify the gender. Okay. Virgo, I definitely ain't no race loyal mammy. To hell with that BS. All right. I mean, I don't see black men being race loyal, whatever the male equivalent of a mammy would be. Race loyal simps. Light skinned black. Rapper Glock 9 said, I don't want no black bitch, I'm already black. That was actually Kodak Black who said that. Glock 9 said he doesn't want a child that's dark skinned like him. Renee, car show goes into their chats. Yes. Straight up, no mammy. Straight up. No more disrespecting and ignoring the light skinned brothers. All right. Hightower, who is ignoring them? Ryan Demas, and claiming she's never been with a dark-skinned woman or man. Virgo sensation, straight up facts. Dark-skinned black. Dark-skinned black. Dark-skinned men don't say nothing when women say, I only like dark-skinned men. So I don't understand why they're in this chat trying to convince us that we not experiencing hate in the community. Well, I will say that when light-skinned men are on the chopping block, ain't nobody coming to light-skinned men's defense. Hardly anyone does. All right. Light-skinned black. Let's see, I said that. Daniel Owen Blake. Drake paved the way for light-skinned brothers. Kelsey Tyler. Negro, where are you? In the woods? Daniel Owen Blake. I think you already said that. All right, I read that already. Car show. Cynthia G never blocked me in her chat. I went her a lot in her live streams. Yes, she did get an attitude with me and tried to prove a point to me in a few of her past lives a few months ago. Straight up, I'm not going to limit my options, but in race, I prefer only light-skinned brothers. Okay. That is interesting. You really don't hear that a lot. P. Hightower, why should a black man say anything? If a female like him and he like her, then it is what it is. P. Hightower, because many of y'all do. Kelsey. Light skin or dark skin, it doesn't matter. It's features that matter. It should be. I kind of feel like features do kind of make a person like really look good or really look bad. I kind of just like, okay. Hi, Tower. If Drake's your idol, I have nothing to say. LOL. Car show. I mean, I went at Cynthia G in her live streams as well in the past. I talk like this in every live stream in the black sector. I'm car show. LOL. Light skin, black. Black women that swirl, I think it's fake because you never see black women dating rednecks, hillbillies, since they like white men so much. Ryan, Cardi B ass stink. Why she is so ignorant? Light skin, black. Swirling black women like white men that try to act black and want to say the N-word around them so bad. Straight up, Drake and The Rock have brought back the light-skinned brothers. Yay, I'm happy. I'm so happy. Virgo, why do people think interracial dating is just black and white? I agree with that. I feel like that's what people always equate it to. And I'm like, well, there's other races besides black and white. B Hightower, so a woman or a man has a preference. It only affects light-skinned people. 731, chopping block, LOL. Car show at P Hightower. Because light-skinned women belong to us light-skinned men. Y'all dark-skinned should start dating and marrying dark-skinned women. Y'all dark-skinned. Milky Way, straight up. You a girl or a guy? Daniel Owen Blake. Cynthia G is the bed wench. Moral, I prefer getting my bill paid. I prefer getting my bill paid. Moral, thumbs up 100%. Should be expected if a man is stepping up to the plate. Yes, interracial is other races, but it affects us worse because of numbers. Ryan, the most beauty is found in melanin skin. That's true. I think that, melanin is, very captivating, very beautiful, very mesmerizing. Car show. Cynthia G and Nyla says, and their following are all undercover swirlers. I posted videos of her escort ad of her seeking white men, and niggas are still in dream world, not believing the truth. Straight up, I'm a female. 731 at car show, but most light-skinned women say they prefer dark men. Nobody is forcing them to say that. I think a lot of times people, not saying that, dark-skinned men aren't, preferred at all, but I'm saying sometimes I feel like that is like the default answer. And I feel like sometimes it's set up where it's like if you don't prefer dark-skinned black men, it's like you're low-key seen as anti-black or less pro-black. It's very, it's like when you, okay, if you have a dark-skinned man and a light-skinned man going up against each other, it's almost always framed as, oh, if you support the light-skinned dude, oh, you're anti-black. You're not pro-black, right? If you support the dark-skinned dude, oh, you're pro-black. Oh, you're down for blackness, right? But when it comes to the females, they don't frame it like that, right? They frame it like, oh, that dark-skinned female is jealous of that light-skinned female, right? They frame it as in a way to shame the dark-skinned female. No matter what the situation is, they always try to push that narrative for some reason. P Hightower 731. That's my point. They act like these females are at gunpoint. Car Show 731. Dark skinned women are preferring white men and light skinned guys. Milky Way 731. Women are hypergamous. Understand that. 731. Maybe some black dudes have more character and personality than others. Virgo. Many dark skinned men get their approval from other races of women. It's quite sad. P. Hightower. Virgo, that is true. I will agree as far as men who swirl. Daniel. Did you know that a dark skinned Nigerian girl was deemed the most beautiful child, or the most beautiful as a child model? Beauty is to do with features, not skin color. There's ugly dark skinned people and ugly light skinned people. Straight up, dark skinned men in the industry promote themselves only because they don't want to compete with the Boris Kojo, Shamara Moores in the industry. Light skinned black. So if everybody want a light skinned black girl or a mixed black woman, then who's going to date the dark skinned black women that want to have black babies that look like them? Ryan, it's stupid when ignorant people in the entertainment industry promote swirling. Deborah James, how can skin color make a person ugly? I don't get it. Yeah, I think sometimes I don't know. I think people do view skin colors as being attractive and some as being not so attractive. You know, people have a right to have, their preferences, of course. I wouldn't say that they don't, but I think sometimes people put a lot more emphasis on skin color than they should. Moral, when I first met my husband, he was walking with the light-skinned woman. It was just his coworker. I thought they was good. I thought they was together, so I said, y'all look good together, because they had the same skin tone, and she damn near cussed me out. B. Hightower, at light skin. I am majority in my family are with dark skinned women. P. Hightower wants to, be down for, dark skin black love. He wants to perpetuate dark skin. All right. He rejects the notion that lighter is better and white is right. Straight up. Let's see. 731 at Car Show. You definitely white, LOL. You keep bringing up white men for no reason. Straight up. I don't and will never date biracial white men or white males. Biracial white men? Okay, so you won't date, so you kind of date more so the light-skinned guys who are multi-generational mixed, I guess. P. Hightower, sorry, in the majority. Deborah James, and yes, black men have better personalities and are of higher quality in essence. Daniel, it's okay to not be pro-black. The problem is the blacks who pretend to be but are on some other shit like cooning and bedwitching. Hightower, at Deborah, that's what light skin are implying. Car Show, a lot of pro-black YouTubers and fans are even saying biracial and mixed light skinned people ain't black. I be hearing that on YouTube in the black sector. P. Hightower, at Daniel, at Daniel, one can only be for or against. Deborah at P. Hightower, I know colorism is just so stupid. Virgo, that's why black women better open up her options. If you were waiting for a Kang based on the kids being black, then you don't deserve children. Ryan, Steve, where are you? I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm just kidding. I am actually in a park. It's somewhat of a not a theme park, but it's like a park with like a theme. I guess. P high tower. People can only make that judgment based off what biracial mix supposed to give off. Dark skin, light skin, black. Dark skinned black women used to be the main ones to spread rumors about light skinned men being gay. Car show. Dark skinned black folks like hearing feel good speeches, blaming the white man for everything. White people didn't force other Africans to sell black people into slavery. African leaders sold you. Daniel, yo, Steven, are you in the East Coast? Yep, I am east, southeast. All right. More, I just think black women should be I guess hypergamous, or they should practice hypergamy and get to the money. LOL. High tower. Deborah, guys always tell me I'm beautiful. Dark skinned women, and that's rare. It's not, no, it's not. It's not like, no, it's not. Let's see. Guys always tell me I'm beautiful. Let's see. Guys always tell me I'm a beautiful dark skinned woman, and that it's rare. Wow. Okay, so basically they telling you that you look good for a dark skinned chick. And that, let's see. And I'm like, no, it's not. You've been conditioned. Light skinned black. The black community wants light skinned men to start dating dark skinned women again. Well, I don't think they stopped. Based on what I've been hearing, I don't think that's been happening. Ryan, Steve, what do you think about Jesse Williams' speech at the BET Awards a couple of years ago? You know, I agree with what he said, you know. You know, a lot of people took issues with it because they felt like he shouldn't really be speaking on those issues because he's not like he ain't black, you know. He kind of black. He ain't black, you know. Deborah. P. Hightower. Now, Deborah, now you see the treatment dark skinned women get in these blogs, but you are supposed to stop liking dark skinned men for light skinned men just because. Deborah, light skinned black men, they do date dark skinned black women. P. Hightower, at light skin, and there is no problem with it. Just do you and be happy. Okay, that's what's up. I agree with that. Light skinned black. Majority of light skinned men do not date dark skinned women. They like mixed black women and Latino women. Honestly, I feel like light skinned black men's dating preferences are like so hard to pinpoint, honestly. They're all over the place. Just like the light skinned black men in my family. You know, also the light skinned black men that I went to school with, you know. The preferences are all over the place. Car show, I don't want no dark skinned woman. They not my type. What's wrong with the dark skinned women? They look good too. They have nice skin tones. They have corpuscles, you know. banging corpuscles. Nice personalities. Light skinned black. Latinos really don't like dark skinned men. They don't care how much money they have. They only like light skinned black men when it comes to the black race. I've seen both happen, you know. I've seen Latinas with both, you know, the dark skin and light skin. Kelsey, other races date interracially more than blacks, and this is something that's not talked about. Hightower, that is true. So why the beef over dark skinned men and women dating each other? All right. Virgo, light skin black. You think because you're light skinned black women want you? Don't flatter yourself, mate. Where you at, Virgo? Australia? Car show. I had a beautiful 19-year-old Latina tell me the reason I was cute because I was light skinned and they don't really like dark skinned men. They say they look ugly. I didn't date that Latina. She was too young. Interesting. Well, couldn't she have just said, hey, you look good? Why did there have to be a comparison, though, between you and the dark skinned brother? And sometimes that's where it comes up between us and the black community, where it's like, oh, this, you know, dark skinned person is saying this light skinned person is this, that, and the third, comparing them to another dark skinned person, you know. P. Hightower at Car Show. I have two cousins married to Dominican women fresh off the boat. And are these Dominican women dark-skinned Dominican women or brown-skinned Dominican women? Daniel Owen. It's okay to say you don't like something. Just don't be a coon about it. Just don't be on coon shit. I agree. Kelsey. Latin is in the race. P. Hightower and a few other Mexican and Puerto Rican. Are they dark-skinned Mexicans and Puerto Ricans? P. Hightower. But he didn't tell you he didn't agree with her either. Deborah, no. They're not telling that I look good with a dark-skinned chick. They're saying that it's rare to find a dark-skinned woman that is beautiful like myself. And I'm like, no, it's not rare. Well, couldn't they just say, hey, it's just rare to find a beautiful woman like you? P. Hightower, it's a lot of shadiness. Light skin black. Car show, you already know my light skinned brother. Virgo, people think because they're light skinned, they're automatically hot. And if you're a busted light skinned dude, you shouldn't be talking, period. I feel like light skinned and women tend to act that way more than the men. P. Hightower, both brown skinned mulatto. Okay, so it seems like perhaps, you know, brown skin exoticals. Car show, real talk, light skin black. Amari Mitchell just got off work. Made it to a live finally. Alright, that's what's up. You know, getting in those hours, getting to the money. Hightower, the Puerto Rican is brown skin. Ryan, Steve, you know a lot of YouTuber. Let's see. You know a YouTuber named Dane Calloway. Never heard. Heard the person. Virgo. P. Hightower, Virgo, right? Hmm. Daniel Owen. Um, some of these Latinos are the worst. They side with systemic racism against black people. That is why we need to stop thinking we have some sort of relation with these people. Hightower. So, Steven, you see the game going on here. Daniel, I hate intersectionality. How come? We all have intersectionality, some more than others, but, we all have different segments of our identity that intersect. Moral, I really believe some of y'all some weird motherfuckers. Yeah, this is, an interesting group of folks that came through here. Deborah at Pete Hightower. Trust me, I'm dark skinned in real life, and this is a bad photo, and I'm tired of men raving about how beautiful and exotic I look. I am, and the fact that I'm dark with it. It's crazy. Virgo. My son is light skinned. Car show, dark skinned guys need to learn. Light skinned guys, white guys, Mexican guys can beat their ass. To skin tone don't make you soft. Remember that dark skinned guys. Moral. Yeah, because I seen light skinned black photo and he's basic. Hmm. Whew. All right. Well, I best be bringing this live stream to a close for now. We'll start slowly phasing you guys, or phasing the live stream. All right, thanks, P Hightower. Good live stream as usual, Steve. 100%. Thanks, Hightower. Mm. Mm. I wish I could be here, go a little longer. Perhaps, maybe, at some other point. Milky Way said that dark skinned men are terrorists. Yeah, this was a crazy live stream. I think this is the first as far as like all this craziness happening. All this like crazy back and forth happening. Whew. Well, I'm glad there's no hard feelings. I think. Whew. It is cold. Well, looks like you guys have said your last words. So I guess I'll bring this to a close. So thanks for coming through, you guys. I appreciate you. Until the next live stream. Adios and goodbye for now.